Hello, welcome to Easy Maths Lessons. Today we are going to find any percentage of an amount without a calculator. Now in my previous video, we have looked at some simple percentages of an amount, and in other words like 10% and 50% and 25%. Today we're going to find any percentage of an amount. So let's have a go at it. So the first question says, find 40% of £200. Now, from the previous video, you should remember that you should always have, whatever the amount is here, is always 100% of your amount. And in order for you to find here, the very first thing you should always do is always find 10%. No matter what, always find 10%. Now, in order for us to find 10%, I have to just take this amount and divide it by 10, like so. So 10% of 200 is £20. Now, if I want to find 40%, there's many ways of me doing it. So I can either have this 10% and I can add it up 4 times, or I can times it by 4, or I can have 50% and then I can take away the 10% in order to make 40%. So let me show you how. So first of all, I'm going to take my 10%, which is the same as £20, and I'm going to times this by 4 on both sides. Now when I times it by 4, then 10 times 4 is 40, but whatever I do on one side, I must do on the other. So 20 times 4 is 80. So my final answer here, 40% of £200 is 80. Let's see if it will work on a different method. So next one I'm going to do, I'm going to take the 50%, which is £100, and I'm going to subtract the 10% to get 40%. So subtract 10%, which is £20, and 100 take off 20 is 80. So it doesn't matter how you get there, but in the end, all that matters is that you get the answer right. So 40% of £200 is definitely £80. Let's try another example. This time it's asking you to find 32% of £200. So again, my £200 will be 100% of my amount. I'm definitely going to find 10% first. It's the easiest thing to do. Just divide it by 10. And then this time, I'm also going to find 1%. Now, in order to find 1%, I will take my 100%, divide it by 10, find 10%, then divide it by 10 again. So essentially, I'm dividing by 100. So my £20 here, that is equal to 10%, now becomes £2 when it is 1%. So 10% is the same as £20. I'm going to times this by 3 on both sides because I want 32%. So I'm going to start off with a 30%. And once I've got my 30%, which is £60, I'm also going to take 2 of these 1%. So I've got 1%, which is £2, and therefore 2% must be £4. So I'm going to add 60 and 4 to get to 64, which is the same as 32%. And there you go. All right, let's try something really challenging. This time we are going to find 17.5% of £200. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to take my 100%, my £200. I'm going to find 10% first. From my 10%, I'm going to divide by 10, and I'm going to find 1%. From there, so every time I go across, I divide by 10. Every time I go downwards, on the other hand, I'm going to half it. So half of 100 is 50, and therefore half of 200 is 100. I can half it again if I want to. That will just give me 25%. It's probably not necessary, but it's good to know. Now, as I said to you before, whenever you go downwards in this method, you need to half it. So I'm going to take my 10% and I'm going to half it. And half of 10% is 5%. But remember, I want to get to 17.5%. Now there's many ways of getting there, so I'm going to show you all of them. Well, not all of them, but quite a few of them. All right, so I've got 10% and I've got my 5%. Now, if I think about it, I can maybe find 0.5%. So if I've got 1%, half it, then I can definitely find 0.5%. But I shouldn't forget that half of 5 is 2.5. So I can also do half of 5%, so which is take my 10, and then half that gives me 2.5%. So there's many ways now here to get to 17.5%. I can take 10% plus 5% plus 1%, another 1%, and the 0.5%. That will give me 17.5. I can also do 10%, and I can have 7 of these 1% plus the 0.5%. That will also give me 17.5%. But what I'm going to do now, I'm going to take my 10%, just showing you here that every time you go across, you always divide by 10. So from 50%, divide by 10 will give you 5%. And again, if I've got from 5%, divide by 10 will give you 0.5%. And 2.5% divided by 10 will give you 2.5%. That's just something interesting. All right, so now I've got my 10%. Remember, I'm trying to get to 17.5%. I've got 10 plus the 5%. And I'm going to add to that this 2.5% here, because 17.5% can be made up of 10% plus 5% plus 2.5%. So I'm going to add that together there. So all in all together, I've got £35, which is the same as 17.5% of £200. Okay, now after that mouthful, here's a couple of questions. Have a go at it, press pause, and when you're ready, I'll be ready with the answers. Here are the answers. I hope you got them right. Give us a shout out on the comment section of this video if you got them right. Make sure to like and share the video, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And you can also find me at Easy Maths Lesson on Twitter, and also Easy Maths Lessons on Facebook. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel.